Good evening, I'm Walter, and welcome to Concrete Block. According to reports from the Straits Times, Pope Leo XIV has called for an end to the violence, urging the international community to advance a two-state solution for a fair and lasting peace. We've seen a surge of attacks by militant settlers and a siege in the village of Qusra, where Israeli settlers have encircled houses, cutting off water and electricity. Rights groups describe this as a concerted effort to seize more land and undermine the establishment of a Palestinian state. The Vatican has long supported the idea of a future Palestinian state, recognized by over 150 UN member states as encompassing the Gaza Strip, West Bank, and East Jerusalem. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's right-wing coalition government has been overseeing massive settlement construction in the West Bank, which Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich says aims to bury the idea of a Palestinian state. The United Nations and most governments consider these settlements illegal under international law related to military occupation. In related news, human rights activists have been attempting to deliver supplies to Palestinians besieged by settlers. While the U.S. has urged Prime Minister Netanyahu to condemn the settler siege in the Palestinian village. As the situation continues to unfold, we will provide updates and insights from various perspectives, ensuring a balanced view of this complex issue. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Concrete Block. Welcome back to Concrete Block. We're diving into a complex and developing story that's been making headlines around the world. Tensions between the United States and Iran continue to escalate, with both sides engaging in a war of words and actions. Recently, Iran has called on the U.S. to accept defeat, while President Donald Trump has labeled Tehran as very evil and warned Americans to prepare for continued high fuel prices due to the ongoing conflict. The situation is further complicated by attacks on tankers in the Strait of Hormuz, with the United Arab Emirates accusing Iran of launching unprovoked attacks on its ships. The U.S. has been pursuing a strategy of economic pressure against Iran, with the Trump administration imposing sanctions and seeking to disrupt Tehran's ability to export oil. However, experts warn that this approach may not be effective in bringing about a change in Iran's behavior and could potentially lead to further escalation. Meanwhile, diplomatic efforts are still underway, with talks aimed at resolving the dispute over the Strait of Hormuz continuing despite repeated attacks on commercial vessels. The expiration of a U.S.-Iran Memorandum of Understanding has not triggered a return to all-out fighting, and hopes for a broader settlement remain elusive. As the situation continues to unfold, it's clear that there are no easy solutions in sight. With both sides dug in and refusing to back down, the risk of further conflict remains high. We'll be keeping a close eye on developments and bringing you updates as more information becomes available. Good evening, and welcome back to the Concrete Block. As we close out today's show, I'd like to delve into a fascinating topic that has been gaining significant attention in recent times: the perception of socialism within the Democratic Party. A recent CBS News YouGov survey has shed some light on how Democrats view socialism, and it's certainly worth exploring. According to the survey, Democrats are mostly positive about socialism, with many having a more favorable impression of it than of capitalism. This trend is particularly pronounced among younger Democrats, those with college degrees, and white Democrats. The notion of socialism seems to evoke ideas of equality, fairness, and government involvement in helping people, which resonates deeply with this demographic. However, it's also important to note that not all Democrats share the same level of enthusiasm for socialism. Some view the party as not progressive enough, while others are more neutral or even negative about the term democratic socialist. This internal divide within the Democratic Party is an interesting phenomenon, highlighting the complexities and nuances of political ideologies. On the other hand, Republicans show a strong voice in favor of capitalism, with a slight majority also open to government price controls. The Republican Party is often seen as extreme by most voters, but also not effective, which presents its own set of challenges. As we consider these findings, it is essential to remember that political parties are not monolithic entities. They comprise diverse individuals with varying perspectives and values. The fact that many Americans feel that having more young people in office would make things better is a telling sign of the desire for change and fresh ideas. In conclusion, the conversation around socialism within the Democratic Party reflects a broader societal debate about economic systems, fairness, and the role of government. As we navigate these complex issues, it's crucial to engage in respectful dialogue, listen to differing viewpoints, and strive for a deeper understanding of the complexities at play. That's all for today's Concrete Block. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay informed.